It's a Nakiri knife. I'm going to read some of the reviews in just a few moments.
Please do. I want to hear them while we start cutting things, right?
$39.95 is what this is going to be. So one of the reviews, best knife ever, fits my hand perfect. By the way, fits my hand perfect was multiple reviews.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Sorry, hubby, you can't use this.
Whoa.
She was already throwing the gauntlet down. This is my knife.
Everyone needs their own knife, by the way.
Blade sharpness, A+ was a review.
Very good.
This was very eloquent, by the way. This review said, it's the heart of Nakiri, but the versatility of Santoku.
Whoa!
Your reviewers know what they're talking about.
Good job.
Good weight. It could go through meat like butter.
It does go through meat like butter.
That's
it goes
what
through
they
everything
said.
like butter. That's exactly right.
But a good knife,
worth
its weight in gold.
So you've watched me on all the other channels cooking, and you're like, why are you so fast?
Yeah.
Well, how about because this knife is Japanese steel, all the way through. It's called what's FullTang, by the way. FullTang means the metal runs from the blade all the way to the heel. So you see the strip of metal go all the way through, and I put a nice bolster here at the end to give it some really good weight. Beyond that, I put the Chef Jet logo on here, and it's actually functional. You see the Chef Jet seal? Put your thumb there, your index on the other side, and this is what we call the pinch grip.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's totally functional here. Right? And again, thumb, index, functionality. This wood is Mediterranean olive wood from fallen trees. We don't cut trees down for this. They have fallen, right? And because it's a 6-inch kind of Nakiri Santoku size, you could either do, this is the French slicing.
There it is.
Right?
That's what we wanted you to do.
And then you can do the finger top Japanese chopping.
Yep.
And again, I'm not showing off. With a stable base.
I mean, a little bit.
You know, 30 years of cooking, right? With Japanese steel and European olive wood and a fantastic cutting board, which becomes a display. And that's just cucumbers, by the way. I like this size a lot because I can now take the board and I can unload it onto a plate. The other boards are also great, but this is a really nice personal size. This is the bagel board. Yep. This is the prep board. And I'm just gonna show you how sharp this is here.
Look at that.
I'm just taking the knife. I'm gonna go kind of horizontally. I'm going to show you how thin these strips can be. And that's all the knife doing its job because, again, the Japanese steel. And that's the Santoku, but we also have, this is the set. And this is actually the little paring knife. And the paring knife is just wickedly as sharp as the other knife here. And this is for detailed work. Tomatoes, they get crushed all the time.
Yeah.
When you have a solid knife.
There's the paring knife, by the way, if you want that information. That's the 4-inch.
And this is what we call, in French cooking, you know, I'm gonna make concassé. So I've quartered the tomato. I'm gonna take the paring knife now, I'm gonna get into where the stem is, right? And then I'm gonna push to open up the side from the seed pod. And that way I can actually remove the seed pod. Now I'm gonna take, and again, most knives have problems with skin side of tomatoes and bell peppers, but because this is so sharp, you can just take, it's literally doing all the work. I'm putting almost no pressure here. And we've got a really fun thing later to show you, like I made a little cut glove. If you're like, oh man, Jet, that totally freaks me out. I don't know what to do with it. Then I can unload, and let me show you, go back to the Santoku, how powerful this is. And when you have a really great knife, it does all the work for you. And I'm gonna show you what I mean here. Bell peppers make everybody miserable.
Yes.
Let me just show you how to cut bell peppers forever, all right? Okay. So most bell peppers are 4-sided or 3-sided. Remember the Jet Tila rhyme. A tile becomes a slice becomes a dice. So make everything into tiles first, and if you cut the tile off right, the base comes right out. Look at that. It's perfect, just like that. Now, I'm going to make more tiles, but I'm going to cut into the side here. I'm going to open this up, and I'm literally just going to lay the knife flat while I roll out that bell pepper. And as we pull it widen out, you can see I've made perfect tiles out of one bell pepper.
Never in my life.
Please, now you will do it everyone. Japanese steel. Right? FullTang, Mediterranean hardwood, that is the secret. And if you look at the knives online, in terms of trying to price a knife that's this well made, it's going to be at least 2, 3, 4 times.
Can I tell you, and I think maybe you say things and then, you know it's profound and it's important.
Right.
If you've ever had a knife where the handle broke off and you had to throw it away, it's because it was not full tang.
Exactly.
It's because the blade part of it is literally like glued on to the handle.
Yep.
I'm bringing it down kindergarten style, right? When we say full tang, it's all the way through the handle, which means it's gonna be there, like they're married together forever, right? When we talk about the weight of a knife, if you've had something too heavy, you don't wanna use it because it's too heavy, or even if it's too light.
Too light is not good either.
No, that's not, you want the perfect weight in your knife, and you'll know when you have a bad one. But now figure out what it's like to have the perfect of all of the things.
Absolutely. The perfect balance point, perfect heel, bolster. Again, full tang is everything because the construction means we're not, most of those knives that are glued on, they don't want to use metal all the way through. And just with the right knife, I've shown you all the cuts you'll ever need on a bell pepper. We've got a small dice, we've got a julienne or bâtonnet, and we've got a large dice. And you don't have to waste these ends because you've used the right knife. Think about all of the mess that you usually make with a bell pepper.
Can you imagine loving a knife so much you go and rave review about it on the internet? You're like, this knife is amazing. By the way, when I read the reviews for this knife, it was like they were writing like a love poem to somebody they love. These reviews weren't just like, good knife. They were very intricate in why they loved it, how they think this is amazing, how it fits into their hand. I told you, it was like a love poem to your knife.
Knives are so, honestly, an intimate part of your cooking experience because what are those tools that you're gonna use every single time? What's gonna be efficient? What's gonna make you a faster cook? What's gonna help you with most of the tasks? It's gonna be a knife. And the cool thing is, check out the box. It comes in a set. So
if this is a gift?
It's a perfect gift.
Oh yeah.
Because if you look at the two sizes, if you come out and look at that, it comes in a perfect jet box. It's got a beautiful logo on it. It's nested gorgeously. And then, again, we have the two sizes here, but there's other sizes if you go to hsn.com.
So that's the 6, the one that's the item number up. The pairing knife, we'll put the item number up for that one.
Pairing.
If you would like. It's on sale. By the way, sale prices always expire. This is not a forever price. I want you to grab this at the sale price instead of at the 50. Worth it at the 50. But if you currently hate all your knives, or you use one knife, like this one's hanging in.
And this is the size you usually use. Stop using this pairing knife for everything. Get this knife, but get in, all right, you're ready to go 4-inch to 6-inch now. It's time to go to the Santoku, okay? That's what you want to do.
When we were talking about Santoku and we're talking about Nakiri, what is Nakiri? What does that technically mean?
All it means are shapes more than anything, right?
Okay.
So Nakiri is going to give you, so these are a hybrid between a European knife, which is going to be what we call a chef's knife, right? And then an Asian cleaver. So this gives you the best of both worlds. You see the blunt end, and when you take a 6-inch knife and you hold it correctly, you get so much leverage. So a lot of times my mom is like, you know what, these knives, I can't use long knives. They're hard on my hands. That's why this knife is kind of the Goldilocks knife for every shape, every size, every strength level of person. That's exactly why we designed them. And I'm gonna show you just how razor sharp. So that's a slice, and I'm gonna show you a dice. So this, again, going back to this display cutting board, it is really one of the perfect sizes. And what's cool about it is it's reversible. So I've got a flat side and I've got a gravy channel side.
And by the way, you should be doing bamboo in your cutting boards. Whatever, if you're not doing that, they don't absorb like the smells. It lasts longer, it's more durable. That's what you're looking at there.
Exactly right.
All right, watch.
So I'm going in horizontally. Right? I'm gonna go about 1/4 inch. I'm gonna leave the root attached. Now I'm gonna go in following the ribs, 1/4 inch, leaving this attached. And again, this knife is so razor sharp that in 3 movements, you've got a perfectly diced onion all the way.
You want to know why I would never normally do that? It's because I don't have any knives that can do the thing. I can't do that.
And meaning because they're not sharp enough.
They're not sharp enough, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd have to do like sawing motion to get in there. That was quick, and being able to kind of do that, perfect knife for you. Giftable. Be like the reviewer that said, don't touch this, hubby. This is my knife.
That's right.
I'm okay.
Everyone get their own.
Everybody get their own.
Everyone
Hubby, you gotta get your own.
At this price point, get your own and do it now before these prices go away.
Listen, $39.95. Let me almost get this half off if you